Gotta sing you a Woody Guthrie song. This song was written in 1940. Woody Guthrie, at the time, was living in Brooklyn, New York City. Woody's landlord at the time was a man called Fred Trump. Fred was not loved among the tenants in the building. Seems we have a few Fred Trumps in Dublin too, in Ireland. But this song was beautifully penned, and it really speaks about the man who comes to take you out and comes to turf you out, and who kind of guards, the man who guards the, I guess, property of the businesses and the goshi. What's the words we have in Dublin? The goshi. The bollocks. Yeah, the bollocks. Have you seen that fucking party, bollocks? But I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we were playing a show. We were playing a gig in America. You say show. Over here, you say gig. If you say show over here, everyone thinks. Ah. If you say gig in America, everyone goes. Ah. It's a funny one. So we were playing a gig in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a place called Kane's Ballroom, which is one of the last places Hank Williams ever played. It's a beautiful old, you can imagine, it's just this big room, just a big old country hall. And just down the street is the Woody Guthrie Centre, where they keep all of his guitars and his notebooks. And it's a really wonderful exhibit. If you ever get a chance, if you get over to Tulsa, it's really worth seeing. They've just moved Bob Dylan's archive into the building right next door. So pretty soon they'll have the Bob Dylan exhibition and the Woody Guthrie exhibition right next to each other, on Bob's request, I believe. But I got to see, I went in and I was standing looking at the guitar, this guitar kills fascists, you know, and I was in the case and I was looking at it going, fucking there it is. There's the man's tools. That's as close as you get to the master himself, is to see his tool and to see how he played and the marks and the life in the instrument. And I met a man there who was saying, oh yeah, do you know, he told me the story, he said, you know, that guitar was found in a pawn shop in Seattle 15 years ago. I was like, no way. He said, yeah, somebody saw it in the pawn shop, it was $40. And they said, it looks really like Woody Guthrie's guitar. And they made a phone call to somebody who made a phone call to the family and said, we think we found one of Woody's guitars in a pawn shop. And they got on a plane and they flew out and they found it and they bought it. And it's wonderful to think where that guitar was all that time in between, who had it. So Barry said, do you want to see the lyrics? Because he said, I've heard you play Vigilante, man. I said, I do, I love the song. He said, do you want to see the lyrics? I said, geez, I fucking loved it. And he brought me back into the storeroom and he handed me a journal, 1940. And I opened it and there was pages and pages of lyrics for each song. And drawings and doodles. And I was so overwhelmed looking at the lyrics to the song and the little corrections and that I tried to memorize some of the verses that aren't in the song, but I couldn't memorize them. All I could remember was one line. What I wouldn't do to him if I thought I could get away with it. Yeah! And I thought, fuck man, I gotta use that line in the song. And so I kind of quietly, on my way back to the venue, I quietly sort of said a little prayer to Woody and said, do you mind if do you think? And Woody seemed to say back to me, he seemed to say, yes you can, but you gotta mean it. So, this is a Woody Guthrie song. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I've been hearing his name all over this land. Last night down in the engine house, I was sleeping just as quiet as a mouse. Man came along and chased us stands out in the rain. Oh, that vigilante man. Tell me why does a vigilante man? Tell me why does a vigilante man carry a gun and club round in his hand when he shoot his brother and sister down? Preacher Casey was a working man, and he said, rise up all you working men. They killed them in the river, those bloody hands. Oh, the vigilante man. Old Trump sent the sheriff to my door, 'cause I couldn't afford to pay my rent no more. Like father, like son, man, he's rotten to the core. Old Trump sent the sheriff to my door. Old Trump, he wants to build a wall 3,000 miles wide and 100 miles tall, and he'll pay those who build it no respect at all. Old Trump wants to build a wall. Old Trump, he wants a travel ban, wants to close the US borders with his fountain pen. He vilifies the Muslim and he won't condemn the Klan. Old Trump wants a travel ban. Old Trump, now he's talking about the bomb. If a North Korean missile goes anywhere near Guam, it starts a chain reaction that will not be undone. Old Trump is talking about the bomb. Old Trump, he won't condemn the Klan. He'll tweet his way around it any way he can, for they're the ones that voted him in. It's for their likes he ran. Old Trump, he won't condemn the Klan. He wants it all, but he doesn't want to pay for it. Wants it all, but he doesn't want to pay. Oh, what I wouldn't do to him if I thought I could get away with it. Wants it all, but he doesn't want to pay. Have you seen that vigilante man? Say it again. Have you seen that vigilante man? Have you seen that vigilante man? I've been hearing his name all over this land.